Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a tiny two-letter word that most of us, let's be honest, kind of dread using. No. But what if I told you that by the end of this, you'll see that word not as something to avoid, but as your most powerful tool for getting what you actually want? So, let's just start right here with this question. What if everything you've ever been taught about the word no is completely backwards? What if it's not a word of conflict or negativity at all, but is actually the key to unlocking your absolute highest level of productivity and even your purpose? Okay, here's the simple, maybe a little uncomfortable truth of it all. Every single time you say yes to one thing, you are, without even realizing it, saying no to something else. That yes to a last-minute project, that's a no to your family dinner. That yes to a party you don't really want to go to, well, that's a no to an hour of rest you desperately need. There was always a trade-off. You can't escape it.
And that trade-off, the price we pay for saying yes when we shouldn't, well, it's often way, way higher than we realize. It has a hidden cost.
Just think about it for a second. Every yes to something that doesn't really move the needle for you, that's a distraction. It pulls you off course. It slowly, kind of sneakily, devalues your own time. It basically teaches everyone around you, and even yourself, that your priorities are up for grabs. And these little compromises, they build up, until one day you look up and there's this giant wall between you and the goals you say you care about most. So if the cost of a bad yes is that high, what are we really losing? Well, it all comes down to two incredibly valuable resources, the things you've got to protect like a fortress. And to do that, we have to completely flip the script in our heads. We're so conditioned to feel like saying no is an act of rejection, right? But it's not. Saying no is an act of protection. It's not about shutting somebody else out. It's about putting a fence around the things that are most sacred to you. And what are we protecting exactly? It boils down to these two things, the only two things you can't replace. First, your time. It's the ultimate finite resource. Once a minute is gone, it's gone for good. And second, your values. Think of these as your personal compass, the thing that gives your life meaning and direction. If you aren't protecting both of these, you're not really steering your own ship. You're just drifting.
Just two. That's it. Everything we're talking about, the whole shebang, it comes right down to protecting these two things, your time and your values. Every single choice you make is a vote. It's a vote for the life you want or a vote for distractions. So you got to ask yourself, what am I voting for with my yeses and nos? So if we're going to be defending our time and our values, we need the right weapon. And that weapon is what we're calling the purposeful no. This isn't about becoming a negative person who just says no to everything. No way. It's about being strategic. It's about saying no to the trivial stuff so you have the space and energy to shout yes to the things that are absolutely vital.
Now, the key to all of this is having a really clear filter. And that filter is your larger purpose. You can call it your personal mission, your North Star, whatever works for you. The point is, once you are crystal clear on what you're aiming for, it becomes almost effortless to filter every request, every opportunity that comes your way.
So this is how that filter actually works in real life. It's a super simple 4-step mental checklist. First, a request comes in. Second, you just pause. You don't react, you pause. And you measure it against your purpose. Third, you ask yourself one simple question: does this actually align with my mission? And fourth, if the answer isn't a heck yes, then it's a no. That's it. The decision is basically made for you. It makes life so much simpler. Okay, so understanding the why is one thing, but it's the how that gets us, right? That's what paralyzes us. We don't want to be rude. We don't want to burn bridges. So how do you actually deliver a no with grace?
Well, the answer is probably simpler than you think. It really just comes down to these two words, kindly and politely. This isn't about being cold or dismissive. The goal is super simple. Be firm in your decision, but be gentle in how you deliver it. It's about having respect for them and, just as important, respect for yourself. And here's why this strategy is just so effective. Being kind preserves the relationship.
It shows the other person you value them, even if you can't agree to their request. Being polite lets you communicate your boundary clearly without turning it into a big fight. And being honest, a simple, direct, "I'm sorry, I just can't commit to that right now," is 1,000 times better than some long, complicated excuse. This isn't weakness. It's actually a masterclass in clear, respectful communication. And ultimately, it all comes down to this one powerful idea. Your no protects your yes. Every strategic, graceful no you say doesn't take away from you, it empowers you. It makes every single yes you do give that much more meaningful, that much more powerful, because you know it's a choice that is 100% aligned with what truly matters to you.
So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. Based on everything we just talked about, what is that one crucial thing, your time, your biggest goal, your core values, what is it that you are going to protect by saying a kind, polite no today?